Good morning, everyone. We are going to continue our chapter number 3, Glimpses of the Past. We were reading the 7th point, the sparks. Time period was 1855 to 1857. We started reading this time period. This was the time period when there was a spark for the War of Independence. What were the conditions which led to the same situation? We'll start from this. Taxes continued to ruin the peasants. In Bengal, the Sanatlas who had lost their lands under new land rules became desperate. जो new land taxes थे, heavy taxes were imposed. The peasants were unhappy. The landlords who had lost their lands because of the British rule, they were desperate. They were hopeless, disappointed. They had anger in themselves. So in 1855, they rose in rebellion and massacred Europeans and their supporters alike. So they opposed the Britishers, they opposed the British policies, and they killed so many Europeans and the other people who supported Europeans. Next is discontent was brewing in East India Company's army too. Brewing means arising. Discontent means dissatisfaction. So there were Indian soldiers in army of East India Company. So there was also dissatisfaction among the soldiers because of the behavior of Britishers with the white soldiers and the Indian soldiers. So the white soldier gets huge pay, mansion to live in, and servants. So when we talk about white soldiers, they were given the comforts and they were given the benefits. They were paid highly and they had mansions to live in. They had servants who served them. While we get the petience and slow promotions, we here is referring to the Indian soldiers who were working in British army. So they got less amount of money, their salaries were small and they were getting slow promotions. The Angrez asks us to cross the sea, which is against our religion. Who is the Topiwala? To abolish our age-old customs. Here Topiwala is referring to the Britishers. So they had this satisfaction कि जो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी है, जो ऑफिसर्स हैं वो उनको सी क्रॉस करने के लिए कहते हैं. And as you have already read that it was believed that the person who crosses the sea loses his religion. So they are dissatisfied that who are they to abolish. To abolish means to root out our old age customs. इतने पुराने रिवाजों को खत्म करने वाले Britishers कौन हैं? We must derive out the Angrez, and they feel that they should throw them out of the country. Now thousands of other sepoys revolted. So बहुत सारे दूसरे सिपाहीज ने भी revolt किया. They were against Britishers. They were stripped of their uniforms. Means their uniforms were taken off. Means they were not. They were suspended of their duties, of their jobs. Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked adjutant of his regiment and was executed. Adjutant means assistant. One of the assistant of officers in the regiment he attacked, he killed. Mangal Pandey was a sepoy in British Army. Out of frustration, out of dissatisfaction, discontent, he killed an assistant of an officer in the regiment. So few Englishmen had cared to understand Indian customs. Few Englishmen had cared to understand Indian customs or the people's mind. There were very few Britishers who had sympathy for Indians, who understood their religion, who understood their customs, their traditions. Oh, proud Brahmin soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullets you have to bite is made from the fat of cows and pigs? अब जो आर्मी में काम करते थे, सोल्जर्स थे, उनमें से कुछ ब्राह्मण्स भी थे, right? And when they हाँ जी, so जो बुलेट्स होती थी आर्मी दे यूज्ड, उनके ऊपर ग्रीस लगी होती थी which they had to buy, और वो जो ग्रीस थी वो काऊ और पिग्स के फैट से बनता था. So it means they were spoiling their religion, they were spoiling their religious beliefs. What white man has deceived us too. So there is dissatisfaction. Everyone feels that the Britishers have deceived them. Then soon chapatis were sent from village to village to tell the people that their emperor would want their service. So this is a sign, this was the message conveyed directly. They could not revolt, but the message was conveyed to the different parts of the region, conveying that the people, the emperor, the king, they wanted the service of his subjects. Means he wanted his people to support him in the revolt. Yes, all my village men will be ready, and mostly all the village people, all the villagers, they were ready to support their emperors who were against Britishers, who were thinking to fight against Britishers. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Now, the sign, as a sign of revolt, as a sign of help gathering from other people, lotus flowers were also circulated. Death, death, death to the foreigner. The masses gave all help and shelter to patriots. So, jo masses means the common man, the people all around in the village, in the army, wherever it was, they supported the people of India. They gave them food, they gave them shelter, and they helped them in the war of independence. So, two signs they have shown here, that ek to lotus flag was circulated to show that they are against Britishers and they are seeking help, and another sign was sending chapatis from village to village, asking the people to help the patriots or to help the people who are involved in the war against Britishers. Now it is next time period is 1857, a revolt hua. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut. Meerut में एक बहुत violent outbreak हुआ, revolt हुआ. The sepoys marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. Then they, went to Delhi where it was rule of Bahadur Shah, and they asked for help there. The rebellion spread wider. बहुत ज़्यादा एक जगह से मेरठ से start हुआ और सब जगह it spread. Many landlords had lost their lands because of the British policies and they were sore. Sore means angry. वो भी काफी गुस्सा थे. The white man's rule must die. Now, slowly and gradually, all the kings also started feeling, the people of the country, they started feeling that now it is the time to drive the Britishers out of the country. Yes, we'll help you. And everyone was ready to help the people who were leading this war of independence. Next is the fight for freedom. And it was again time period 1857. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. Bitter means they had bitter feelings for the Britishers. The white man has taken away my kingdom. There was only one reason for everyone to feel annoyed with Britishers, to feel angry with Britishers. It was just because of the policies of Britishers and the behavior of Britishers with the Indians. So they joined the upsurge against the foreigners. तो उन्होंने भी उस घमासान लड़ाई को join किया जो Britishers के against थी. Rise, brother, rise. The Angrez is ruining our land. Now this is people awareing other people, making the other people aware about the rule of Britishers, where they convince other Indians also that the Britishers have ruined their land and the people of India. The people rose everywhere in Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad. From Meerut, the spark of independence started and it spread till Bareilly, Kanpur, Allahabad, means in other parts of the country also. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Tope, we should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in this war of independence. A war of independence, where you must have read all these characters in your history. That Peshawar Nana Sahib, Azimullah Khan wants him to lead them in the War of Independence. The patriots pounced upon the British and fought pitched battles all over North India. So pitched battles means घमासान युद्ध. उन्होंने अटैक किया ब्रिटिशर्स के ऊपर और घमासान लड़ाइयां नॉर्थ इंडिया में उन्होंने लड़ी. 80 years old Kumar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. उनके wrist में bullet लगी. Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you, and he died there. And while dying, his words were that this is my last offering. ये मेरी तुम्हें आखिरी श्रद्धांजलि है, because he fought in the battle and he died. So this is how the first war of independence started. I hope the chapter is clear to you all. So let us discuss question answers of chapter 3. Raise your hands to give me the answer. Raise your hands, bete. If you know the answer, raise your hand. Otherwise, I will name you. And Jannat. Sorry, I was on mute. So first question we have already discussed. Look at the picture and recall the opening lines of original song. That is "ऐ मेरे वतन के लोगों जरा आंख में भर लो पानी." And the singer is Mrs. Lata Mangeshkar. Who else do you see in the picture? It is Mrs. Indira Gandhi, right? Mr. Lal Bahadur Shastri and Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru. Now let us discuss the second question. In picture 2, what do you see? Just a minute, bete. Let me. Yes, it is in picture 2. What do you understand by the company's superior weapons? Yes, Mahib, unmute yourself and tell the answer.
Yes, ma'am. The East India Company was far superior to the Indian princes because of its superior technology and weapons, and as a result, they were able to extend their power in India in the 18th century. The Indian princes, on the other hand, were constantly at war with each other because the Englishmen had an access to better quality weapons. It prompted the Indian princes to seek their help in their fights. These rivalries in turn helped the East India Company subdue the Indian princes one by one and finally gain control over all India.
Right answer. I hope the answer is clear to you all. In brief, I'll explain it once again. When we talk about superior weapons, we say that the Britishers, they had better technology, better weapons than Indian princes, and Indian princes, they were constantly at war with each other. There was no peace in the country, so they sought help from Britishers to defeat their rivalries, and the rivalry between the British princes gave an advantage to the East India Company to extend their their power in the country itself. Right? Next, who is an artisan? Why do you think the artisans suffered? Yes, Jannat.
An artisan is a skilled craft worker which decorates or makes items by hand. The artisan suffered because of the British, because because British manufactures machine made items, and the demand of the handmade items were uh, were not in the Indian market, so they were lost in their business.
Right. So artisan is a craftsman who is skilled in some trade. And the artisans were at loss because artisans suffered because the demand for their products decreased, because the East India Company introduced better quality products made by machines. Next, which picture according to you reveals the first spark of the fire of revolt? कौन सी picture है सिया? You can mention the time period in that.
Picture 7, the sparks, 1855 to 1857 reveals the first spark of fire of revolt.
Right answer. So उसमें हमने क्या what that picture explains, what we have read in that particular picture, in the bubbles, in the speech bubbles, what we have read. First spark we say, क्यों था वो? Sia, do you know the answer, bete? I think Sia is not there. Nishka, can you answer this question, beta? Unmute yourself. Nishka, unmute yourself. Beta, in that picture, what we have read in the speech bubbles, Jay Gupta, picture 7, जहाँ पे जो spark लिखा है, in those speech bubbles, didn't we read that there was discontent or dissatisfaction among the British Indian army, among the Indians who were working in British army? Let me show you the picture once and then explain what we read there. Just give me a second, better. Let me. Yes, but this is picture 7 where we have read that there was dissatisfaction, discontent, बहुत heavy taxes imposed किए गए थे. The landowners, they lost their lands. There was discontent among the Indian people in British Army because of the salaries, because of the lifestyle, difference in the lifestyle between British and Indian soldiers. So this is what we have read in picture 7. Next question is, do you think the Indian princes were short-sighted in their approach to the events of 1757? Beta, please raise your hands. 4 participants have raised. Okay. Ashley, boliye beta, answer this question.
Yes, the Indian princesses were short-sighted in their approach to the events of 1757. They were thinking only about their power but not about the country. Indian princesses also took help of Britishers to conquer each other.
Conquer, beta, conquer each other. Pronunciation of the word is conquer each other. They were definitely short-sighted because they sought help from Britishers. They sought help of Britishers in terms of superior weapons. They defeated their other Indian princes with the help of Britishers or East India Company. This is how the East India Company could overpower the Indian princes. How did East India Company subdue the Indian princes? Again, this is the answer that, okay, let me ask any one of you the answer. Nishka, answer this question, because
the East India Company made the Indian princes fight with each other, and the Indians began trusting the company, and these fights helped them to get power in their hands, and they could easily subdue the Indian princes.
The right answer. I hope this answer is clear to everyone. If still anyone has any doubt, you can raise your hand. I'll explain it once again. Otherwise, we'll move to the next question, which is quote the words used by Raja Ram Mohan Roy to say that every religion teaches the same principles. Yes, Jay Gupta, unmute yourself, Vite. Jay Gupta, unmute yourself. Vite, you all can unmute yourself. Please unmute. Okay. Excuse me, Jay, I can't get you better, so we'll move to another student. Yashpreet, you have raised hand, better. You can unmute yourself and tell the answer.
The word of Ram Mohan Roy spoken to his wife were, cows are of different colors, but color of their milk is the same. Different teachers have different opinions, but essence of every religion is the same.
Right answer. These are the words spoken by Raja Ram Mohan Roy to his wife. Next, in what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? In what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? Arush. Unmute yourself, Pete.
The British also exploit Indian in many ways. They increase the tax by
Yes, Arush.
they increase the taxes, and the farmers were very poor that they could not pay the taxes.
What else? Is there only one way in which they exploited Indians?
Ma'am, they conquered their land of farming.
Land
And there
of
were
farming.
some people.
Yes, bete.
मैम बस इतना ही पता है
बस इतना ही पता है Has raised hand. Let me see. सिया बोलिए बेटा.
The British exploited Indians in several ways. They exposed high taxes on the peasants, reduced the import duty on goods manufactured in England and imported those to India, and also cut the thumbs of export artisans and ruined their business.
And one more point you can add in, that is they passed the resolution where Indians could be sent to jail without any trial in the court. So these were the different ways where Britishers exploited Indians, right? Next, last question, I guess this is question number
Ma'am, no
5.
one more is left.
This is left, beta. Name these people. Okay, there is one more. Anji, the ruler who fought pitched battles against the British and died fighting. Yes. Let me ask. It is Jannat. बोलिए बेटा.
Ma'am, Tipu Sultan was the ruler who fought pitched battles against the British and died fighting.
Tipu Sultan, right. Next is the person who wanted to reform the society. Sahajpreet. Sahaj, unmute yourself, bete. The person who wanted to reform the society. I can see Manjot also. I am sorry. Sahaj, I can't get you. Manjot, boliye beta. Unmute yourself.
Mohan Roy.
Yes, it was Raja Ram Mohan Roy of Bengal. Next is the person who recommended the introduction of English education in India. हाँ जी, निष्का बोलिए बेटा. Nishka, can't you unmute yourself, Kritik?